This is All India Radio, the news read by Paul Thottam. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with leading economists and entrepreneurs from different fields on economic growth at Niti Aayog in New Delhi. Those present included Union Ministers Amit Shah, Nitin Gadkari, Narendra Tomar and Piyush Goyal, Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Rajiv Kumar and members V.K. Saraswat, Ramesh Chand and V.K. Paul, PM Economic Advisory Council Chairman Bibek Debroy, Cabinet Secretary and Secretaries of the Ministry of Finance were also present on the occasion. Private sector participation was from fields like venture capital funding, manufacturing, travel and tourism, apparel, FMCG, real estate, data and financial analytics, besides primary sectors like agriculture and healthcare. Among the participants were young entrepreneurs also. The broad focus was on the economy in general and growth in particular. The meeting assumed significance in the wake of the annual pre-budget consultations of the Prime Minister with the leading economists and experts from key sectors. The Union Budget will be presented on the 1st of next month and the Economic Survey on the 31st of January. The budget session of Parliament will begin on 31st of this month. Official sources said the Cabinet Committee on Parliamentary Affairs met yesterday in New Delhi and recommended that the budget session to be convened in two phases. The first phase of the budget session will be from the 31st of January to the 11th of February, while the second part of the session is expected to be from 2nd March to 3rd April. Envoys from 16 countries, including US Ambassador to India Kenneth Juster, arrived in Srinagar this morning on a two-day visit to Jammu and Kashmir. The Delhi-based envoys arrived by a special chartered flight at Srinagar's technical airport. They were received by top officials from the newly carved-out Union Territory. Later in the day, they will be visiting Jammu, the winter capital of the newly created Union Territory. They will meet Lieutenant Governor G.C. Murmu as well as civil society members. Besides the US, the delegation includes diplomats from Bangladesh, Vietnam, Norway, Maldives, South Korea, Morocco and Nigeria, among others. Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Naravane visited Siachen Base Camp this morning. This was his maiden visit to any forward post after assuming the charge of Army Chief. During his visit to the forward post in the Siachen, he underlined the importance of the armed forces in the inhospitable conditions. General Naravane flew to a forward post location in Siachen battlefield this morning. He witnessed the dropping of essentials to the Jawans guarding the country's boundaries in freezing temperatures. Army Chief later laid a wreath to the martyrs and paid homage at Siachen War Memorial at the base camp. Jawaharlal Nehru University has set up a 5-member panel to probe the recent violent incidents in the campus. The committee, headed by Professor Sushant Mishra, will probe security lapses, if any, and recommended steps for student safety. It will submit its report at the earliest. The Supreme Court has sought response from the Centre and the Election Commission on a plea against use of plastic, especially banners and hoardings, during elections. A bench headed by Justice L. Nageshwara Rao issued notices to the Ministry of Environment and Forests and the poll panel while seeking their response within 4 weeks. The Apex Court was hearing an appeal filed by one W. Edmund Wilson against the National Green Tribunal's NGT order asking the Election Commission and the Chief Electoral Officers of all states and union territories to monitor the compliance of advisories against the use of plastic. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's interaction program with school students, Pariksha Pe Charcha 2020, will be held in New Delhi on the 20th of this month. In this program, the Prime Minister will interact with cross-section students and teachers from India and abroad to beat exam stress. Around 2,000 students, parents and teachers will be participating in it. A lot of excitement and enthusiasm is being seen among the students, teachers and parents to not only participate in the unique event, but also to receive valuable tips from the Prime Minister. Last month, Human Resource Development Ministry launched a short essay competition for students of class 9 to 12 for the 3rd edition of this event. Selected winners of this competition will get a chance to attend Pariksha Pe Charcha and interact with the Prime Minister. And with that, we end this news bulletin.